Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Lamar Hardy, aka Chef the Floor, and we have a very, very special surprise for you all today. All right. Before we get into that, I want to brief you guys with a couple of announcements. Coming up this upcoming weekend, August 31st, it's a Sunday of 2025. We are at a new location, all right, a brand new location that we are honored and humbled to be invited to come out and be a part of. It's going to be MXDC, or as they are calling it now, Dioso, which is goddess, all right, but it's still under that MXDC brand. So when you're Google mapping, Apple mapping, Googling, searching, however you're gonna find it, it's under MXDC, and it's in DC. I think 14th Street, 1610 Northwest. So it's gonna be a great time. It's an open mic night. It's gonna be a great, great evening. We got DJ Blackberry, and of course, we got one of the top DMV's finest spoken word performers out right now. But we're going to get into that. I'm not going to say it just yet, but we're going to get into that. But first and foremost, before we get into any and everything that we do, I always got to introduce my co-stars, right? So coming in is Mr. Gary Hardy. What's up, man?
What's up, baby? Hey,
man. So one thing's for sure is that we're always going to have a good time. Before, I know you guys are noticing that we are missing a very special person, the Princess Snoop Saran Hardy. She is currently with some other obligations right now, out being young, having a great time. So we excuse her for this one, right? But with that being said, I think it's only right that we have a guys' day. You know what I'm saying? We go out, do what the boys do, we rock and roll, and there's no better way to do it than with a special guest that we have with you all for today. All right. He is going to be our feature. He is going to be our VIP, our very important person of the evening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mr. Tchaositself.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Tchaositself. The T is silent, like the D in Django, for real.
Yes, sir. The D and Django is silent. Yo, Chaos, before we kind of get into this interview, right? Before we, dive into this, man, as we were preparing and setting this up, we did our run through, we did our little practice reps and whatnot, but I forgot to mention we've done this before, actually.
Yeah, we've done this before.
And
Yeah.
as great as it sounds, it was quite traumatic. this is like third time's the charm right now, man. And so
Yeah.
just a little background on what I'm speaking on is I know some of you guys who follow us, you see that we had an episode when we featured Tchaos out in Northern Virginia at Breakers. He was great there. He did a great job. And, unfortunately, there was like a tropical thunderstorm that like prevented people to get to us. It was still a great showing, but we didn't have the turnout of people as the ticket said. So for me personally, I'm a person who likes to give another opportunity and make sure the community feels this person and what they have to offer. So brought him back. There's no better way to open a new location than with someone as fire and as dope as he is. So I wanted to get him back out here. But you may have seen that we had a podcast episode post the show, but that was only a creative idea because I myself messed up our best. I think, to me personally, I think that was probably one of the best recordings I've ever been a part of, man. And
It was really good. It was really fun.
And to have done it, we were probably on there for like 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm talking about beautiful. It was smooth. It was amazing. And I'm looking at it now on all my platforms and screens. There's a red light now live, but I never hit the record button when we did it.
Yeah, that was, I mean, yeah, stuff like that happens, but man, but we recording now though, so we good. We good.
Yeah, you're talking about sick though, because it was so genuine. It was authentic. It was like just pure conversations between two homies, man, and living in the moment. And it was like to have lost that. Like I say it was just, a pleasure and something for me personally. But I wish the world could have been a part of it. But I'm gonna always take that blessing for me. But without further ado, we're gonna slide past that, man. We're gonna actually get into this.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna interview the man, and we're gonna get into some of his stuff from where he was, where he is now, and where he's planning ahead. We hope you guys enjoy the journey with us, man. Just sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready. This is gonna be a fun show, okay? All right, so Chaos, the T is silent, man. Come on, man. Like Help us understand, where this came from, who you are, and you know what what brought that about. Like, what just made you be like, you know what, we just gonna silence the T on this one.
It was like a bunch of different transitions with it because like I always like, oh, I'm chaos. You know what I mean? Like I'm loud. There's a bunch of like anxiety in my mind. Like it's perfect. So I was like, first I was like, I'll be like total chaos because it was like first and last names was like big to me, but there was like, yo, everybody's name is chaos. They say spell it different and I had to like switch it, had to add numbers in certain platforms. Like, I don't like that. So I was like, I'm gonna be chaos itself. So all right, cool. I'm gonna be chaos, but still it gets a little weird. So I kept the T in total and just combined it. So I was like, all right, well, the T is silent because if you type in chaos itself like I say it, I'm the only thing that's going to pop up. So I like that. I hate adding a 125B after my name on everything. So I kept it just like that.
That's crazy too, and the fact that you said you hate adding those because passwords, usernames, everybody got the same username. Now
Yeah.
you got to add like one, two, or remember some crazy off number. But you switching it and putting your own flip on it in the chaos. I feel like not too many people would have been the chaos itself either, but you just threw the T on there just to make sure, huh?
Just to make sure, because I trust me, I went through so many spellings. It was like a K-O-Z and a K dash and a K-A-O. It was so many iterations of chaos. I was like, I'm done with it. I'm gonna pick something like even when I type it in random video games, it's like, oh, it's my username because nobody else has it. So
Right.
I wanted just to be me.
And how long did that process take? Like, when you were creating this, like, how did you were you brainstorming it? Were you, just filtering through? Like, how long did that really take before you really found this one?
It took a couple of years because like I always
Wow.
was just chaos because I was rapping before I did poetry. So as like in a rapper in the area, there was a time everybody was chaos. Men, women, children, everybody wanted to be some form of chaos. And like I remember I
Right.
went to the studio one time and I saw a poster of this girl called Chaos. Like, yo, nah, this is crazy. I have to be something specific. So chaos itself. And then it just kept the spelling kept changing, but I felt I was always chaos like from the jump. So when I finally got into the poetry world, I was like, oh, nobody's on a chaos wave. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna stick with it. So I just let it flow from there.
That's cool, man. So chaos, and this seems like you got like an era. Like, this is the era of chaos. It sounds like you saying everybody wanted to be chaotic. And what does that mean by chaos? Is it just kind of like that's just the rap scene? Is that the underground scene, or were we just like just living the lifestyle or something like that?
I think it's just like that name or that word wasn't used a lot, but when it's used, you instantly know like what it is. It just describes just being like just everywhere and loud. So like when you hear it, people just kind of drawn to it. And I know specifically with my style with rapping and my projection, I know like that's just who I am. And then everything I talk about is almost always all over the place. I was like, all right, cool. It's just me. But like I don't know. It was almost like, the era of the Lils or the
Oh, yep.
Dolls. You know what I mean? So everybody was on that wave at a certain point.
Low.
It's just and everybody was a little something. Like everybody was a little something. So
Yeah.
imagine you being a little something in the middle of that. How you gonna stand out? So it was almost like that.
Cool. And that was a great analogy. Now that was what, made it hit home for me. And I'm sure a lot of people, because little Romeo, little Bow Wow, little this, little
Yeah.
that. Everybody had a LIL, Lil Wayne. Jesus,
Exactly. Yeah, everybody.
man. Awesome, man. So kind of continuing the conversation forward, right? So we want to get into who you are more and how you got onto the scene. So you speak on your rapping, you speak on your poetry. What was your inspirations and your passions, maybe also side hustles that kind of brought you to where you are now?
It was music first. Like I love rapping, I love rhyming, which is why like in all of my poems, like I still rhyme. So as I was rapping growing up, after a while, I didn't like a lot of the beats that was out there. Like whatever the era it was, I didn't like nothing was going on. And then when I was trying to find beats, it was nothing would really like hit. And it was a point I was just rapping to be rapping for rapping's sake. Like, oh, I'm dope and my rhymes are fire. Like that's cool, but I wanted to like talk about stuff. So, and I noticed like when I was creative on songs, people wasn't really like listening. I didn't get the feedback that I felt I want. So I went to my first for real for open mic, other than like a random bus boys. There's a poet by the name of Just Me. He had this poetry spot, Nipsey's in Upper Marlboro. And I was like, I'm not gonna go to a poetry show unless I got an album to promote. And that kept me from the open mic scene for so long. So one great day, I was like, let me just go. So I went there and I did a song, and instead of the beat, I did it a cappella, and instead of the hooks, I took all of them out and I just all did all three verses at one time. And people was really paying attention. Like it was a poem slash song about a father who got two women pregnant, and I told the story of how both of the kids grow up and how it was his fault that they didn't turn out well. Like he keeps running away from his responsibilities. And as a
Responsibility.
song,
Yeah.
yeah, as a song, it was like, oh, this is dope. The beat was like, y'all not hearing me. But when I did it at that open mic, everybody heard me. I was like, oh, nah, this is where my creativity needs to be. So from then on, I was like, bet. I hit that open mic up every single month after that, and over time when I started watching other spoken word artists, I was like, oh, y'all do things different. I learned how to write. Like it's different from a song. Like you have to have certain inflections when you perform. When you write, you have to have this certain pocket. Like there's bars that people pay attention to, so you could put that in there. So like the next poem I wrote was a song too, but I added a spoken word element in there, and then that kind of blew up. So I was like, all right, I figured it out now. So it is that one decision of me being like, I'm gonna try this out, turned into all of this right now. So you never know what can happen.
Yeah, it seems like you spoke on it about the atmosphere and
Mm,
how different elements, right? And so bringing a song to a spoken word atmosphere is kind of challenging because just like anyone, the beat somewhat if the beat is a little bit overwhelming or people are bobbing
mm,
their heads to the beat, sometimes you're rocking with the sound of the song and you're missing the message.
exactly.
And by you going a cappella or just stripping that whole song and just going just straight verse, there's nothing else around you. Like we have to listen to the words at this point. And
Yeah.
you know, and you're right. Open mic, that is low key like what's it called, Hardy? Showtime at the Apollo. They gonna let you know because everybody's
Yeah.
listening. You gonna now the only difference is the atmosphere, you're never gonna get booze, right? They make sure
Mm,
that it takes a lot of confidence and courage to get up here, period. So you thinking you gonna boo me and you don't even come up here is crazy.
yeah.
But on the flip side, they just engage, they feed off you, and it's almost like a conversation. Now they're like saying they're responding to what you're saying. You're like, okay, that bar hit. And there's no better feeling when that bar hits in a crowd like
Oh
that.
man.
Uh
Yeah, it's like I know this one to hit, and then you hear it because it's real time. Like with a song, people take it and like, oh, what'd you think? I liked it. But like when you're in front of people live and they react to every line, and you get to see their reaction. And when that bar hits, it's like, oh. But on the flip side, it's like, yo, y'all didn't catch that. But I have to kind of like, somebody's gonna catch it, somebody's not gonna catch it, and you gotta, just embrace the moment. But yeah, the open mic crowd will let you know if it's dope. The host will too, like low key. There's some
yeah,
host phrases, but that's another thing.
yeah. Well, I mean, we can kind of go to it. I think some of the best hitting bars are the ones people don't catch at first, right? And then
Mm,
like like probably like 10 seconds later you'll hear something in the background or someone will be like, wait, what? Or rewind. Like that's
yeah,
when
yeah,
that's when it
yeah,
really hits different, man, when like people kind of hit the rewind, because it's like it took them a second to register what you just said. And then of course, like you said, when the host come up there and gotta stop you and be like, whoa, 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 whoa,
yeah, yeah,
bring that all the way back,
yeah.
man.
Like in pure poetry, like Orville, like one of the things I tell everybody, if you're on the mic and you say a bar and he comes up and pushes you, you know you got one. Like that's the universal stamp that your bar was dope. Like I strive for that all the time.
I think I literally only got one of those from him. Granted, I don't perform enough, so that's probably why. But I got one of those from him at the Highsville and it was the best feeling. I said, "Oh, so this is what it's like." Right,
It
but it
feels
wasn't a
good.
push.
It
It was
feels
like
good.
it was the shoulder joint. It was like when he does that because
Oh,
he comes up.
yeah.
I
That's
was
the
like,
one
"That's
too.
cool."
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, this is nice." I said, I gotta learn how to get this more often because this is different. This is different.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So, you spoke on that. I know you do some other side work as well. Like, aren't you into like voice acting and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, yeah, I do some voice acting on the side. Mainly I deal with this company Command Grab Entertainment, and what they do, they take manga, even well, especially local artists, manga small businesses, and they animate it to a sense, and then they add voices and sound effects to it. So it's like the level between manga and an anime, and they've been doing that for a couple of years. Like that's one of my oldest friends, Okami, that he does it, and they do really good work. And then on top of that, I do certain audio dramas everywhere. It's just like anything with a microphone because I love voices. I love changing my voice, even when I do little stuff on online like food reviews. I just love like accents and everything. So anything I could do with in front of the microphone with my voice, that's what I do. So yeah, voice acting is a big passion of mine.
I think one of my favorite things that you do is well, you do two things. You do the post poetry reviews when you're in the car. It says, what is it? Is
Oh yeah, it took a after Mike poetry recap diary or whatever.
yeah, after my or whatever. That's one of my favorite ones. Or the ones where you are the radio station host. You's like, this is what the
Oh.
magic coming to you live with
DJ Brian Lightning on the Quiet Storm. Like I
the
always
quiet
wanted to be
storm.
one of those radio people, but radio kind of like went away. So I was like, no, I could still be that. I could just make my own. And like with that, it's still a poem. Like those Brian Lightning Quiet Storm thing, it's a poem. Like I take a song, an old song 20, 30 years ago, and I listen to what the song was talking about, and I write like a 30-second poem as an intro, like a radio DJ. And it's dope. I hope I could put people on to some old songs, but like that's like my favorite thing to do, like from Jodeci to like Atlantic Star to I mean Frankie Beverly, all this stuff. Like I love old music.
Yeah, bro. Like the little quiet storms get me every time though, because you be putting up the little, you have the city overlay in the background. You be like, and you're going
Yeah.
over it. This is Quiet Brian Storm coming to you with another album. I said, this guy is clowning, yo. Oh man. So we've talked about some of your passions, some of your side hustles, some of the things you do, but I think there's a personal passion that you have, and I think you got it repping on your shirt right there, man. Can you tell us a little bit about this other thing that you're into as well?
Well, another thing I love and I'm into is professional wrestling. You know what I mean? And that's all forms of professional wrestling. WWE, of course, Ring of Honor, especially AEW as well, TNA wrestling. I dabble in New Japan. Like I watch it all and been watching it for like most of my life. Like I went to a TNA pay-per-view Emergence when it was in Baltimore last Friday. Front row, it was absolutely amazing. Like that's one of my passions too. I love pro wrestling.
So you were devastated, huh? When your boy Hulk
Ah,
Hogan.
devastated is not the word for it. I was like, huh, you know, Hulk Hogan is an interesting person. Terry Bollea is the worst, but Hulk Hogan is an interesting person. But yeah,
He come from the day, back in the day. He was, him and what's my other one that
Ric
Mark
Flair.
with Flair
He
that
talks
no
about
cap,
Ric Flair, and
Ric
that old
Flair.
school.
he talks about, so he's like, in terms of like the OGs, right? Like some of the
Mm,
some of the original pillars to WWE and stuff like that, like the big names that you hear when when you think of WWE. And if no one knows about it, but you say Hulk
mm,
Hogan or Ric Flair, people be like, oh, okay, I kind of, or John Cena or The Rock. Like those are the four
yeah.
names that people could just say and everyone, but those weren't like some of the good, but like they were, as far as the entertainment goes, you knew who they were because they were able to kind of go across multiple medias and industries and kind of
Old school,
utilize
old
the
school. That's
name.
back in my day. Old school cats, man. That's who we came up on. Old school.
Yeah. and
Me
they
personally,
brought
I'm
wrestling.
a Jeff Hardy. I'm the Jeff Hardy guy.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Jeff Hardy was the man for me because that was during my tenure. So
He still
we
got it. He was at that TNA pay-per-view on Friday. Like him and his brother Matt the Hardy Boys defended against the Rascals in a
mhm.
tag team match, and it was good. Like they still got it. Granted, they probably been wrestling longer than their opponent's been alive, but they are still good.
So what brought you into that, and like how do you even find out about stuff like this? Because I don't think it's like secluded or a private network, but it's not broadcasted like, hey, there's the NBA games coming out this weekend. These are the 10 million on ESPN. Like, how do you find WWE, Raw, all these matches, man? Like, and the local ones too, not even just the big name ones, like the local ones. I think you
Mm.
go to those as well.
Yeah, yeah, especially like the independent promotions, MCW that be in Maryland. CZW was in Maryland for a little bit out in Baltimore. It's like a community. Like the more that you go to, the more you interact with it. Even online, like your algorithm will tag it. So if you follow WWE, then they'll post everything. And then they have a close relationship with TNA now. So they're like, okay, now I'm following TNA. Then like some people will leave WWE and go to a promotion like AEW. So now I'm following AEW. And then those people that in AEW would do smaller promotions. So if I found out they're going to be in each MCW, like it's like I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of branches out. You start somewhere and then it just like spreads. So you kind of in the community after a while. And especially like the black community, when you go to a wrestling show, it's still it's a wide, almost predominantly white thing. But when you find a group of black people, y'all connect instantly. And then once
Locked
you know
in.
them, it's I'm telling you, like you're locked in. We all gather at the end, we take pictures, and you don't even know these guys other than a wrestling event. Like that kind of community, that's when it spreads out too. It's like, oh, you here? Oh, you're gonna be there? Oh, somebody's coming in Maryland and Glen Burnie, I'm gonna be there too. So it goes like that. It's like, it's almost like poetry. Like everybody knows the Pure, everybody knows the Bus Boys, but if you meet somebody at Bus Boys, they got something at Bloom Bars, now you have Bloom Bars. It
Mhm.
branches out like that.
And how'd you get into it so far? Like, what drew you to the sport?
It honestly was my dad. Like he loved wrestling like all his life. So like growing up, I would watch it with him, stay up way past my bedtime, watching Raw and like Nitro and all that stuff. And then like us just watching pay-per-views and carrying that tradition, like that was our thing. Like I would like granted he was a football fan too, so I would be kind of mad
Mhm.
on like Monday Night Football. He would flip back like, I'll turn back to wrestling. But that watching it with him and learning everything like that, like that's what got me into it. And I just like kept holding on to it after that.
So that's a bond that was created on the low low, and we don't.
Yeah, yeah. Like you never know what your children will remember with the little things you do. Like I saw it as, of course, wrestling. Like, yo, this is like something me and just my dad did. So
Yeah,
like this was our thing. And even watching it now, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? Like it's still me and my dad's thing, even though he's not here anymore. So that type of bond, especially with it between black men, is
yeah.
very important. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important, and I'm glad you elaborated on that aspect of it. Right, it's just the small moments in life, right, and just appreciating those
Mm.
things and appreciating the connections. You spoke on the black community, how you create those connections with strangers you don't even know, to the point
Yeah.
to the person you know the best, your father. And
Yeah.
how that sport has pulled you in both directions and has brought camaraderie from all different directions. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
if you could be a pro wrestler, let's go there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, who would you be? What would your stage name be? And like, what's your signature? Like, what would be your
Oh, snap.
signature? Maybe not move, but like, what's your signature to let the John Cena got the music. You got the different the wrestling move names, the RKO's. What's your signature, bro?
I personally love high flyers. So anybody that's super athletic, jumping all the top ropes is my favorite. So I would be one of those. I would do my signature would be like a 450 splash. Like somebody on the top rope,
Oh
they do a
man.
full flip and land on. Amazing. I'll be jumping and bouncing everywhere. Theme music, um, I don't know. Shout out to my boy 211, because like wrestling brings me and my friends together too. So even back in the day when we played SmackDown, we would create our wrestlers, have our own wrestling league, and like defend belts and everything. His theme music was "Fight" by Northeast Groovers, and I think that's like the perfect wrestling song. Like, so I would come out to that. Yeah. What my name would be, I don't know. I'll still be Chaos. I'll still be Chaos itself
Yeah.
because that's
But that
yeah.
would actually work just as well too, because it'd just be, and you can name one of your moves like some chaotic thing or something like that. It'd be crazy. They chaotic,
There's an actual
the
movie
chaotic
called a
450.
Chaos Theory. Like
Oh,
there's
the
a movie
chaos
called a
theory.
Chaos Theory, created by Doug Williams out in the UK. It's like a he pushes you in the corner, then he rolls like almost like an O'Connor roll, and then he ends it in a German suplex. I know that's super wrestling nerdy, but it's called the Chaos Theory. And Chad Gable does it too, and in WWE, like I would still call it the Chaos Theory, whatever, because that's just a dope name. Like that was for me.
That was for you. Hey, and these dudes and women are athletic, bro. Like they be flying. Like to think
Yeah,
like, I know people talk about, oh, it's fake, oh, it's cool. I said, you still got to do it. Like I
yeah,
don't know the full gist about it. I'm not here to he said, she said, but you still got to have the athleticism to do this stuff. Like these dudes and ladies be, like you said, flying, going at it. A lot of people
yeah.
can't even do somersaults and cartwheels, and they flipping in the air, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
Like if you think
crazy.
about it, every single wrestler could do at least a front flip on their back. That's like the basic bump is what they call it. And they're running around for 30 minutes. And a lot of
Cardio.
times these high flying moves, like Jeff Hardy, he'll do the Swanton bomb at the end of the
Yep.
match. So
One
he's
time.
already tired. So it's like it's so athletic. People underestimate it like a lot. Everybody can't do it. There's like people that did football with transitions to wrestling, terrible.
Mhm.
MMA, wrestling, it don't really work out. Like it's a sport. Like it's a legit sport.
Yeah, it's a niche. You got to know what you're doing. And I tell people all
Yeah.
the time, like, I'm always amazed watching people in their craft and how well, because they make it look effortless, they make it look easy. You be like, but you go out there and try to do it. You know what I'm saying? I dare you.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
People can't run across the street a lot. You know what I mean? Like they're just
Yeah.
running around for like a half hour.
That's it. So kind of getting back into the mode. I know we kind of veered off a little bit, but
I know.
I thought that was very important because I know that's something you love, and it's such an interesting thing to talk about in here, especially for those who don't truly understand that realm. And you kind of just brought it to a whole new light. So, speaking of lights, your light bulbs, your creativity, how when you're creating things, like how do you manifest stuff? Like where do you draw inspiration from when you're writing your pieces?
As cliche as it sounds, like I get inspired by life. Like everything. Like I can see a certain situation. It'll be something I'm going through. I know a lot of stuff deals with like relationship pain. So I might be like messed up over a girl and I would talk about it. But I would see somebody else's pain. Like the poem I have about
Yeah.
Diary of a Deadbeat Dad. Like I've known someone who is this woman who would trash her baby father like constantly. I was like, yo, I feel bad for her. But then like when I actually met her baby father and his interaction with his son, they had the most loving bond together. And even when it was time for the son to go, he was crying because he wanted to be with his dad. It's like, oh, maybe there's another side to this. Maybe there are good men out there that want to be good fathers, but their baby mother doesn't want that because they're still bitter about being with them. So I started asking certain fathers and I started getting the questions. So when I created that, it was their voice. Because like I don't have any kids, but that type of situation impacted me so much and I want to write about it. So something like that and a lot of other different things just sparks my creativity. And like even if I have a random thought, I'll just write it down and I'll get to it later. So I draw it from like each and everything, like everywhere.
So you speak on the topic, you know just drawn from each and everything in personal life, like chaos. Like a lot of your poems feed on you say you're not a love poet, but sometimes it makes me feel like you're a lover boy on the low. You know what I'm saying? Not to call you out, but one of my I think two of my favorite poems are completely polar that you do, and I'm
Okay.
not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I want you to perform it, and I don't want people to
I know
hear it.
you should say it so
But
they know what to look for when I perform it.
okay,
Yeah, yeah,
one of them is I don't know the name of it. I know that you have the different world one. That's one of my favorite ones.
yeah. That's one of my favorite ones to do.
Which is that's like your favorite show. Your one of your favorite series. Like you watch that show.
Yeah.
The different world one, and then it's the other. Actually, I got all your poems are my favorite, but it's the other one where you're introducing yourself to a nice young lady, and that's all I'm gonna say. You're talking to this nice young lady, but the mode switches, and that's it. I'm not gonna go too much. I don't want to go
Okay,
too
I see
far
what you're
because
saying.
people gotta hear it. I don't want to, because if I start explaining it, they'll start expecting it. So,
I know what you're
what's
saying.
the name of it? At least we could do that.
That one.
Unless the name's gonna give it away.
Now, the name of that one you talk about is A Good Man's Last Words.
Yes, a good man's that's the
Yeah.
perfect thing. Okay, that's the perfect thing. We ain't gotta say no more, but a good man's last
Yeah.
word. And trust me, I think I resonated with that one probably the most, and then like the timeliness of it, because like you said, you
Mm,
drew it from life experiences. So for me, especially when I first saw you, it it was just timing. It was perfect timing. So that's all I gotta say with that. But um,
yeah.
so I guess
Yeah.
with that, like,
Mm.
go ahead.
No, I was saying, yeah, with that being like transition to like me being love for, like I consider myself a romantic. Like outside of poetry, I'm romantic. I pay attention to women. I know exactly how to treat them. I say every woman is the same, but every woman is completely different. And once you understand that, you understand how to be romantic. So with that one, A Good Man's Last Words was actually the second poem I wrote. So that started out as a rap song. I wrote it to
Mm,
the beat. Raphael Sadiq had a song called Good Man. It's an old school sounding song. Love the beat. I wrote it to that. But when I started performing on stage, I was like, I need that kind of switch. So the switch you're talking about, I added that after I wrote the song. So that turned into like a spoken word thing. But me being a love poet, I speak on every side of love. Love ain't always happy all the time. Love ain't always sweet. So I
roses
speak
and
on
yeah,
like the
chocolate.
pain most of the time. You know what I mean? It ain't all chocolate. Sometimes it's like the box is empty. You kind of like sad. You bite into a chocolate and it's like not what you expect. You know what I mean? It's like I speak on all of that. So that's how I consider myself like a love poet. But I'm trying to be sweet too. So, but only thing is like when I write love poems, I write only tend to write love poems when I am in love, which is not that often. So when I am in love, I get it out. So like the different world one, I was in love, bet you're gonna get that. And I can like, yeah. I don't want to say too
I feel
much
like
because I was gonna start talking about
right, right,
actual women.
right. I felt like I was about to be a news reporter. I'd be like, "You were in love." Okay, now I'm about to now I'm over here about to clock some of your other pieces. I'm about to pay attention to all your pieces now. I'll be like, okay, so during
No,
this phase, this was this.
it
During
did.
that phase, oh, okay,
The
this
thing
was
is,
that.
there's Easter eggs in everything that I write. If
Right,
someone
that's what I'm
ever
saying.
pays, if someone ever pays that much attention to me, they can figure out the whole timeline of these women. But well, maybe one day.
I mean, I think that's a perfect setup for the maybe one day here. I mean, you got a book, you got a collection, you got a project or somewhere we're gonna put all this greatness together. Because I think you've said it to me before. You've only been doing this honestly for a short period of time. You haven't been doing this for as far as the spoken word scene. You haven't been doing that too long. I think what, like 4 or 5 years you're at right now, maybe.
Actually, it's been 9 years because time is
Okay.
wild. I've
Yes.
been active probably like because I count 9 years because like all right, I went to one open mic for one straight year. Then I started doing busboys. I did pure like, but like me being everywhere is probably that 5 year time. But in
Yeah.
regards to like a collections, I'm gonna say it here now because I never told nobody. I'm actually am working on a book, right? So last
Exclusives,
year
baby. We get the exclusive.
exclusive. So like from 2000, if you've been following me on Instagram from like 2023 to like 2024, I had this thing called Chaos Theory. I will post
Mhm.
maybe 2 or 3 line poem as a picture, and I would put it out periodically. And what I was doing when I was doing that, I was actively going through a breakup and trying to detach myself from a woman. So each and every one of those, it's probably like 60 of those posts, like very, very short poems. But each and every one of those poems was about, well, 80% of those poems was about her and me going through the motions and everything. So what I'm planning to do is take each and every one of those poems and explaining the backstory of all of them and put them in the book so you can see the kind of journey of me separating from this woman. So it goes from like, I think the first one I did was I knew the love was real because every time I wrote about you, it turned out to be my best work. And everyone liked it. I was like, oh, but then the last one I did was we was meant to be, but maybe only for that certain point in time. So like that's the beginning as the end. So everything in the middle, I'm going to explain like how I came to all that. So I'm working on that now. But writing books is hard. So what? Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just happy that I got the exclusive. I'm almost I'm
Nobody,
almost
nobody,
nervous.
nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. And it's
It
gonna be dope
sounds
because like once you like see it and then you go back and like because even when I post like the hashtags if you do chaos 30 with the TCH you can find all of them. So like even as you're before the book as the book rolling out you can kind of go back and relive it and I added songs that explain everything too. Like I said, everything I do is a purpose. Everything I do has an Easter egg. So when you go back to it, it'll uncover like a lot already.
How are you saying something?
Yeah, it sounds relatable. The start and ending and in between. Everybody's got that. Got that story. They'll be able to relate to it. It sounds like for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
hoping so because they were relating to the small little ones. I was like, okay, so I bet yeah, I might be interested in the full story rather than like a little snippet or like a short 2-line poem.
It sounds like a chaos universe, like Marvel, man. It sounds like you got. It sounds like you got post credits. You got Easter eggs within your show, your movies. You got shows. You got different timelines. Like I feel like I'm watching the chaos universe going on right now, man, and
Now,
it's crazy. Which
old time, that's
I
what
know you
that
got a
yeah.
piece about Marvel. You got a Marvel piece too. So
Yeah, that poem was about that woman too. Like so like everything's connected. Like
I'm picking up now. I'm picking up
see
chaos. I'm about to be Inspector Gadget on you soon, bro. I'm about to start figuring some stuff out. Keep
you
playing.
uncover a lot. You uncover a lot. That's why I like these interviews. So I get to like throw it out there, throw breadcrumbs out there. But yeah, that Marvel one was about her just going through different women and like it. All right, with that particular piece, it's called
Right.
Infinity Hose, right? So
Right.
I'll go through all the Infinity Stones about each and every type of girl that I have, but I would give it all up for this one girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it in a snap. But in reality, each girl I was describing was her in general. So every aspect
Mm-hmm.
of her was already her. And I plan
Right.
to do a follow-up poem called Endgame, just explaining that, but like I don't know. I didn't think about it till actually just now. But
Uh,
yeah, it's all connected.
Hey, I appreciate that I could help you manifest your next piece, man. Just make sure there's an Easter egg bar for me where I can only pick up on it and I'll be like, yep, I know what that one's about. I got it. And I'm in it. I'm in it somewhere, but it's all
Oh,
good.
you'll know. And it's funny you just say that. I do that all the time. Like in almost all my poems, there's a bar only one person would know. So
Can
yeah,
resonate with. Yep.
yeah. I like doing stuff like that.
That's cool, man. And so I think it's dope that you just are working towards that. I know there's a lot of your friends, a lot of our peers that we know in the poetry scene. They've already been working on books. They're on book number 2, some of them book number 3.
Yeah.
Their collections and stuff. So I'm honestly excited to see you're now crossing over into that realm because I've been waiting, bro. Like I tell people all the time when it comes to the spoken word scene and the artists in this area, you're my favorite. Like and that's no disrespect to the others. Like, like to your like they're brothers and sisters to you. So and
Yeah.
they're all dope. Let me preface that. They're all dope. I love them all. But when it's just and again, I think it goes back to that relatability, right? Like when I first because I would say I saw you, a glowing doll, there was
Those are my
there was
favorite
one more,
ladies. I love them so much.
and then Orville, and you all did, oh, and even Nico, like you guys all were in the same. Like my first time seeing you all performed at once,
Mm,
and loved every. But it was just something about you that I resonated with, and like I said, it was during that time where I was transitioning out of that one relationship, and it just felt like you. And so from then on, it was, and and we've done projects with them, we've done events with each one of those people that I've named. So it's
yeah,
not like they're
yeah.
not strangers. It's not like they don't understand what I'm saying. But yeah, bro, you definitely carry the title, the belt, as we'll keep it WW. You got
Hey,
the belt
let's go.
from me, man. So with that being said, I mean, kind of transitioning. I know you've actually had a booked August, man. I think your August has been insane, and I'm so glad and honored that you decided to close out the month in the summer with me, man. But outside of our feature and our event coming up at the end of the month, August 31st, 2025, like what other upcoming work projects, opportunities do you got coming to light?
August is super busy, but also it's almost like the end. Like August has been very good. So other than yours, I'm with the Firehouse is doing a poets cookout the day before during the day. It's a few poets, a glowing poet, of course, Will Cook. It's just a bunch of us are in there. It's gonna be, outdoors type of, just a gathering type of vibe. But like September, nothing concrete, but like definitely come to the one on the 31st because that's gonna be the one.
I think it's gonna be the one, man. I also want to uh showcase this for you as well, and you can speak on it. I'm gonna actually pull it up for you. If you
Hey,
guys look down here, this is actually his site for merch. So as he's kind of speaking on that, I'm gonna pull it up for y'all so you guys could take a look, and we'll go from there, bro. So go ahead and talk about it.
yeah.
I'll scroll.
So yeah, I ventured into the merch world. A wise poet by the name of Lamar Hill. He was like, "Don't ever do a dope set without giving the people a chance to take a piece of that home with you, no matter what it was." So one of my favorite poems to do is called "Your Fault," and I go into uh blame in a sense Adam and Eve, what I think is equally of their fault of the fall of man. And it's always divisive when I do it. So it's like, all right, since that's the most recognizable, and it's also the one that I do that still resonates. Like that poem is probably like 6, 7 years old. But as early as like January, I did it in Jersey at Open Heart. I did it there for the first time actually in the church, and it went crazy. So I always encourage everybody to do your old poems to somebody that hasn't heard it, to somebody that hasn't felt it. And even if they did, it could become their favorite. You could perform it like a hit single for people because like they see
Mhm.
you perform, they expect you to do something like that. But me turning that into merchandise is, it's kind of cool. You see Adam's fault, Eve's fault, it becomes a conversation. And yeah, this is the first line of it. I got more planned, but this one, I love the Adam's fault, Eve's fault shirts.
To be real, I didn't even know it was an older poem. I think I probably heard it for the first time probably maybe 2 years ago. And to me, I thought it was I thought it was new during that time. And even me, like, look, I at your show, I bought two. I bought the Adam and
Hey,
Eve
the
wristband. I
wristband.
wear them every day.
Yeah.
I don't take
Oh,
them off. So
appreciate it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a stan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan girl over here, man. I be repping. But yeah, that that piece, and to your point, it just resonated because my family, we're very, you know, embedded with Christ and Jesus and the Lord and all this stuff. So,
Mm,
hearing, but what you did, putting a very modern and humane twist on this biblical story and how the beginning of time became, because I appreciate it, because what you did was you brought it to a point of today. You know,
mm,
I know a lot of times when people think of biblical stories or think of religion and Christianity and all this stuff, they take it back, go before Christ, go way back to the beginning of time,
yeah.
and this, that, and the third, where we had the Jesus sandals and the long robe, the ropes, and walking around, you know what I'm saying? We just take it so far back, but you told it in a story of, you know, people of today. Like if
Yeah.
we're walking on the street and like issues that are going on now, I was like, whoa, that was
Yeah.
crazy. Like, but you know, but I wanted to showcase that. Do you have anything else you want to speak on regarding any other merchandise, anything else? Just want to make
Nah,
sure we
that's
get it
it.
all out.
I got a few shirts on hand, but I really like the online model. But I notice people like to buy directly from you, so I'm trying to get more shirts on hand. But like the site is a good way because it got different variations of shirts, different colors, and they'll ship it to you. They send you a tracking number. Like that site works great. But I got a few on me that I might have on the 31st. So yeah. And they're gonna have a wristband in it too. So
Thank
gotta
you.
get 2 for 1.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I had to get
Yes,
mine.
sir.
I think I got mine's the day I think Harvey was hosting and you did a feature there and I went
Oh,
out
Bus
and I
Boys.
performed. Yeah, Busboys
Yeah,
at
yeah.
450. And I think I recited a poem. I said, in honor of chaos, I'm gonna do a chaotic style poem that I had wrote like the day before. I think I recited that. It was pretty cool. It was a pretty
I
neat
think I got
session. Some
footage of
people
that
like
too. I
that.
gotta look at the date. I think I got footage
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. It was a little. It was something small. It wasn't nothing serious.
Yeah.
But um, other than that, Hardy Boy, you got anything else for us? Anything you want to share? Speak on?
Yeah. No, I appreciate, like you say, he was a fan favorite back when we hosted at Breakers, and we always, your mom's even liked him as well because
Oh,
she could follow it, and that's very important when you can follow an artist. The rappers, they say Tupac and Biggie, you could understand their lyrics, and
Correct.
that's how you
Yeah.
kind of come across. We can follow what you're saying, and what you're saying usually has some something with it, some substance. So, yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad we were able to be able to book you for the 31st. Thank you, sir.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's a good a high honor. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, aren't you as far as upcoming things, are you I don't want to speak too soon because I don't know if it's happening, but are you doing the Christmas show again this year?
Unfortunately, I'm not. This
Okay.
is probably the first time in like 6 years I'm not doing a Christmas play. It's still going to be dope. Still go out and see it. There's still a bunch of dope poets and actors to it. But like this year, I'm not gonna be able to do it. Unfortunately, it still
Understood.
breaks my heart. Yeah.
No, that's cool. It happens. Things happen. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, um, we have our show coming up August 31st, 2025. If you want more information about it, you can go to the website listed below. That's going across the screen. Lovely right there. www.twofingersdeuces.com. You can catch us on our social media, all our social media platforms. This episode will be up on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. We love all the support. Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your mom, your dad, your baby mamas, Andre 3 Stack style. Do whatever you can, but make sure this episode gets noticed because this is a great interview for a great man. We're always looking to, support those and, give notice to those in our own backyard, our own resources. And I think a lot of times, we outsource and do things like that, but we don't ever, just talk about those who are right here in the backyard with us. So, with that being said, what I'm gonna do is, get us on out of here with what we always do. And Chaos, you're gonna be a part of this. All right, I'm gonna get
All
you
right.
hip. You're
All
gonna
right.
see what it is that we do here. So, bear with us. So right here, so I go through and I say this: God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. All right. So
Yes,
Chaos.
sir.
Unfortunately, I don't think you're not a you are a DMVer, but you're not the VA side, unfortunately. But today,
No. Okay.
today, today you're
So
gonna be the
I'll be
DMV
there
side.
today. Okay. Okay.
Yes, today you're gonna rep the V in the DMV. All right. So we do this thing when we sign off. We have a little thing we do where Hardy Boy he'll come in. I'll flip the camera to him. It's two fingers, peace and love. My sister's not here, so you're gonna have to be her. It's 2
Okay.
fingers, 2 up, 2 down. So you do 2 up, 2 down, and then I close it out 2 fingers, deuces, we out. All right. It's very
All right.
simple. It's gonna be easy. Just when the camera flips to you, that's what you say. 2 fingers, 2 up, 2 down. That's it. You don't say nothing more. All right.
Got it.
Fairly simple. You got it?
Yeah, let's get it.
Now, trust me, it's kind of hard because we made it up and we struggle. So, my guy, there's no fault here for you. All right, we gonna make it work. Right?
Okay.
So we gonna slide through
Okay.
it. Let's do
Yeah.
it. First take. Hardboy, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
2 fingers, peace and love.
2 fingers, 2 up, 2 down.
2 fingers, deuces, and we out, baby. Hey, Chaos, way to go, baby. The first take, bro. And I love the voice. I love the voice acting you added to it too. You made it even better.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us on another episode of the 2 Fingers Podcast. Chaos, thank you for joining us, man. I'm looking forward to a great evening with you, man. It's gonna be dope. I know the vibes. DJ Blackberry, our vibeologist, she always brings the heat. You know what she does.
I
That's
love
her
DJ
girl.
Blackberry.
You know
Oh my gosh.
exactly.
Oof. My
It is
favorite
what
DJ.
we do, man. So it's gonna be a great night. Make sure you guys are all there. The show is from 5 to 7 p.m. on a Sunday, so it's late enough for you to still make it to church or brunch or wherever, but it's early enough for you to make it home and get back to your snot-nosed kids and be prepared for work tomorrow. All right. And as a debut, we're doing a debut sale, $5 online, $10 at the door. Guys, we want
Only
you to be able to spend your money.
$5.
Only $5.
$5.
We want you guys to be able to spend your money at the bar. Make sure you guys are funding MX DC. Be able to buy some merchandise from Tchaos. We're not trying to break the bank. We want to be able to give you guys an opportunity to partake in everything that's going on in this ambiance, in this environment with us that evening. So without further ado, thank you guys. And we are out, people. Peace.
Peace.